Okay, I got a fun one for you today. Corsair have sent me out their Scimitar Elite Wireless mouse. I don't really care much for fancy mice. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I'm not somebody that plays MMOs on a regular basis, but this one is kind of special for me because it has 12 programmable buttons, which is great by itself, but they've added the functionality to assign any button on the mouse to an action inside of the Stream Deck. Now, I don't think I need to tell you guys how much I love the Stream Deck, and the fact that we can now add all those functions onto a mouse, it's a game changer. And throughout this video, there'll be chapters down below. I'm going to showcase a couple of different scenarios on how this mouse can be a game changer, from gaming to live streaming and recording to video editing and just general productivity. But very quickly, I'm going to showcase some tech specs of the mouse, a couple of customization options and things like that, and also let you know that there is an affiliate link down below that helps support everything we do on the channel if you decide that you want to pick this one up. And of course, if there's a specific thing you're looking for, use those chapters to jump straight to it. So the Scimitar Elite Wireless is one of the heavier mice that I've tried recently, weighing in at 161 grams. All 12 of the programmable Stream Deck buttons sound really good and tactile. They're also textured, so you can tell the difference between which button you're pressing on which row, and this really does go a long way. The primary buttons have optical switches to eliminate any kind of delay or bouncing. Of course, the mouse wheel feels great and doubles as a button, and just behind it there's another button that can be used to adjust the DPI of the mouse or customized inside of IQ. The grip feels fantastic despite its rather large size. If you don't like the positioning of the buttons, the mouse comes with this guy right here. You can flip the mouse on its side, stick it in and give it a twist. Then you'll be able to adjust the placement for the buttons to make it feel better for your grip. I like having mine all the way at the back, so I'm going to hold it, flip it over, tighten it back up, and then Bob is your uncle. Or maybe he's not. I've never met him. At the bottom of the mouse, you have the option to select connection through the dongle or through Bluetooth. The optical sensor has up to 33,000 DPI, and the dongle itself is actually concealed inside this little container. This is much appreciated, but I'll still end up losing it because I'm an idiot. So, overall, this mouse is incredibly well built, and it's the best that I've ever used from Corsair. Anyway, enough yapping, let's get into what this thing can actually do. Okay, so one of the first profiles that I want to show you is based on OBS, being able to control all of your recording and live streaming elements directly from the mouse itself. So if you don't have a physical Stream Deck, or perhaps you don't want to let go of your mouse to be able to change your scene and things like that, that's what I'm going to showcase. And we're going to try and speed run this because I know your time is valuable, but if you want a breakdown of how to do all these individual things, let me know. I'll be more than happy to showcase it. You'll also notice that over here we have all the functions on the Stream Deck that I'll be showcasing, and I'll tell you which ones we're pressing at what time. And then just above that, we have my mouse over here. So we can actually just move that around and you can see me tapping the buttons as they happen. So right now we're currently using this button right here, the face cam scene. We can switch to this guy right here, which is normally my gaming scene, and I would have the Xbox on in the background or Nintendo Switch 2, whatever, and we would be playing games like so. But just being able to switch from that to the PC to the full screen using these 3 keys right here makes life so much easier. I think live streamers will really be able to benefit from this because sometimes it's a little bit awkward reaching over to change a scene. Maybe you haven't got the right page up on the Stream Deck. Now, if we switch to the PC, I'll show you what this function right here does. This one is a very simple toggle that displays the virtual Stream Deck, which is a new kind of product. It's in beta at the moment, but they're going to be launching a full version soon, and you get access to all of your Stream Deck keys right here on your desktop. And I've got a video on that. I'll put a link in the description, and you can just toggle that on and off. So if the buttons on the mouse aren't enough for you, you can add hundreds more that just sit right here, and you can quickly control anything and everything that you need to. The button underneath that I've got set to a voice changer, so if I go ahead
and tap that, you can hear that my voice suddenly gets all high-pitched and squeaky.
I'm not going to keep that on for obvious reasons, but again, you get the idea of how to do that, and that can be processed through either voice mod or the Wavelength software, which is what I use. Then we have this button right here at the bottom, which will hide all of my cameras. Obviously, I have disappeared into thin air, and then tap it again, it will bring it back, and that applies to all of my scenes. So if we go to the gaming one, for instance, tap the button again, my camera hides, and then it comes back. I'm pretty sure it works on the full screen as well. It will just, yeah, it does that. This button right here mutes my microphones. If I tap it, underneath that we have a little Mimi zoom effect, so we can tap it and whoa, all of a sudden I'm in your face. And that is just a filter on OBS, which is toggled through the OBS plugin. And then this one is actually kind of a cool one. Let me go ahead and grab my headset and I'll show you what this does. Okay, so I'm currently using the Corsair HS80 Max, which is an incredible headset. I do want to still try the Virtuoso. Maybe that's something we can work on in the future, but for now, the whole point of this button right here is to change the audio source. So right now you're listening to me through the Elgato Wave DX. Then if I go ahead and put the microphone down for the headset, tap the button, you'll be able to hear. There may have been like a little bit of a weird jump there, but you can hear that my audio has actually switched to the headset audio. And the reason that is so good is I can just tap one button and all of a sudden you can still hear me. Now, obviously this microphone isn't going to be good as this one, but you get the idea. Just having that functionality to tap a button, move around your room, do whatever you want to do. It really helps. And then the final 3 buttons over here, the start and stop record button, which, the functionality for that is pretty obvious. And then you can actually pause your recording by tapping this guy right here, which I don't feel like I need to demonstrate. And then if you have replay buffer running, which basically captures the last 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds of your stream or your recording, if something funny happens during a live stream, you can just tap this button on your mouse and then you have a short form video clip that is ready to go. You just need to crop it and send it out to your peeps. Okay, so let's move on over to Premiere Pro, my video editing software of choice. And this is where things really come alive for me because I love being as fast of an editor as possible and also as productive to edit as many videos as quickly as possible using shortcuts. Now, throughout this segment of the video, it's worth saying that I am using a plugin called Excalibur. I'll put a link to it down below. It is a paid plugin, but it adds macro functionality to be able to apply effects directly inside of Premiere Pro just by tapping a button on your keyboard, or in this case, a button on your mouse. And let me show you how powerful that can be. So here we are in Premiere. I have some footage from Doom the Dark Ages. You can see I'm running around just shooting some guys with a gun. And then over here we have some Starfield gameplay for an upcoming video on my gaming channel. And like I said, we are using Excalibur for the majority of these because Premiere Pro doesn't have a native hotkey support for adding effects. Little things like adding an adjustment layer or adding a dip to black transition, you get the idea. You can just assign that effect to a key, come over here, and then in between these 2 clips where we have Doom the Dark Ages over here and Starfield over there, we can just tap the number 2 button on our mouse and a dip to black transition is automatically applied and transitions from one clip to the next, like so. And we can do the same thing for audio. Actually, we can go straight back into that middle section and then let's do a constant power, which will add an audio fade from one clip to the next, like so. And this is really good if you have a bunch of gameplay clips that you want to seamlessly transition from one to the other. Just by tapping 2 buttons, like so, you have that seamless transition added in right there. So that's these 2 buttons right here, the dip to black and the constant power. Now what about these, the scale, +15 and -15? If you're familiar with video editing software, you can probably guess where this is going, but we can just tap this clip right here and then we can increase the scale like so, and then decrease it so that if we want to zoom into somebody's face or something like that, it's really easy to do. There's no more faffing around up here, trying to manually adjust things. And if you're changing the scale by using these buttons here and you're like, I don't really like how that looks, you can just tap this button right here and it will return it to 100%. And then you can just kind of start doing it again, but do it a little bit more carefully. If you happen to have my free preset pack, which is specifically made to work alongside Excalibur, you can actually add in some effects and transitions instantly as well. So let's say we want to add a slow zoom in as we approach this guy over here. We just need to tap this button all the way at the back, and then you can see a transform effect has been applied and it will ever so slowly zoom into the footage and it will last whatever the duration is. So we can actually do it for this guy right here. And this is a really long clip, but again, we tap it and it adds that slow zoom that will just keep panning in throughout the entire clip. So that's this one right here. And then we have a very slow zoom out that does the exact same thing. Then using these buttons right here in the corner, we can go ahead and select the razor like so, make a little cut, and then go straight back to our normal tool like that. Then the final button right here is kind of niche to me, but I end up having a bunch of B-roll clips that I want to export so that if I ever want a little showcase, a little panning movement of the mouse, for instance, I want to be able to access that easily in the future. But that often means that you have to go through and export each thing individually and rename them every time. It can be kind of a tedious process. So what I've actually done is built a function using the multi-action inside of Stream Deck. So if we go to the very beginning of this clip right here and just tap the button at the very end on the mouse, it will start exporting that B-roll clip by itself and I don't have to touch anything. And we can actually just loop this if we want to, and it will do the next clip like so, making in and out points, exporting it for us so that we don't have to do anything at all. Anyway, on to the next one, productivity. Okay, so the concept for this one is pretty simple. It's just my day-to-day tools, but again, we've put all of the main functions that I use and we're putting them onto a mouse. And again, this is a very big deal for me. So we have our very simple forward and back buttons, which let us go back to Google or whatever the previous window was. Simple stuff there. But then we also, at the very bottom, we have a couple of shortcuts. Now these open up different windows just at the tap of a button. So if we go to Google Chrome and we say, let's open up this one right here, this will actually open up my store where you can grab yourself some video editing presets, thumbnail packs, apparel, and there's actually some free tools for content creators to use to be able to convert your markers in Premiere Pro to timestamps for YouTube videos and creating affiliate cards to showcase all of your favorite products in written articles and things like that. You should check it out, links down below. And then this button right here, I wonder what this one does. If we tap it, then all of a sudden you have the option to go and grab the mouse that we're talking about today, the Scimitar Elite Wireless. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you get the idea. You can open up any web page that you want at the tap of a button. Could be really useful, especially if like you want to watch one of your favorite live streamers. They've just gone live, tap a button on your mouse, and then their stream pops up. Now, I want to know exactly what shade of yellow that is right there on the Scimitar Elite Wireless. If I go to my mouse and I tap the eyedropper tool button, which is this guy right here, it will automatically copy the hex code of that shade of yellow, and then we can open up Notepad and it'll paste that hex code, which I can then transfer into Photoshop and do whatever I want with it in there. And while we have this window open, actually, I can go ahead and delete that and I'll show you what some of the other buttons do. So this one right here pastes my standard message that I might send out to a company to try and review products and things like that. So let's go over to the Notepad, tap this button, and just like that, it pastes any text that I want. And there's actually an option to change it. So if we go back over here and delete it, I've just changed it so that it won't just paste the text anymore. It will simulate the whole text being typed out. So just like that, hands up, it is doing everything for me and I don't even have to touch it, which is great. Now, I don't think we need this Google Chrome window anymore, so let's go ahead and do that. This little Grammarly icon is really annoying me. Do you guys ever get that? Okay, now using the same Notepad document, I can show you the dictation mode, which is a built-in tool with Windows 11. I'm sure there's an equivalent for Mac. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. And just by tapping this button, dictation will automatically start, and as you speak, things will write down inside of Notepad or whatever application you're using. And I love being able to sit down and speak rather than type sometimes. It makes life a lot easier. Now, a lot of people would say something along the lines of, well, why don't you just press the button on your keyboard? For me, I just like having everything on one hand so that I don't have to constantly keep doing this with my hands. It gets very tedious over time. It's the most first world problem. I get it. But there's also the fact that if I then were to stop the dictation and I press that button, it would stop the dictation, but this little window right here would just stay here. And that's kind of annoying. You can exit out or whatever, but that means you have to stop the flow of whatever you're doing. The reason I have the setup I have is because I've actually added a little kill switch in a way, which if we finish the dictation, I tap the button and it automatically closes. So we get a really nice transcript of what I'm saying, and then I can just turn it back on whenever I want to and start dictating yet again. And it's just a very fluid, clean experience. Okay, so we've got 4 more functions. This one right here is a very simple screenshot tool. To demonstrate that, let's just go back over to Notepad. I'm going to tap this guy right here and it will actually take a screenshot of this window right here. And then if we open up Paint, for example, I can just go ahead and paste the screenshot like so and send it to a friend, do whatever I want to do. We can actually close this now and I'll show you one of the other things, which is this guy right here. This is the same overlay that we had for OBS, and we can tap it and we can see we have all of our controls right here yet again. Turn it off whenever we're not using it. I can control my lights. So if I go full screen, you'll be able to see that my lights go off at the tap of this button, and then I can turn them back on. And then this button right here opens up Discord and sends you to a specific channel. So let's go over here and just open it up. And you can see right now we're in rules, and it's going to send me straight to the general chat of my Discord server, so I can just jump into a conversation with other people. And then this final button right here will let me record a very quick sound clip or a narration, voiceover, that kind of thing. So to do that, let's just go ahead over here, tap the button, it'll open up a software built into Windows 11 and just start recording. And then whenever I'm finished, I just tap stop, and then I can go ahead and export it, do whatever I need to do. And it's a really quick way of getting voiceovers or quick clips done without fussing with software like Audacity or even Audition. And there we go. That is everything for productivity. Now, let's go ahead and jump into gaming. We're in a brand new world. I haven't changed anything. I haven't added any plugins besides Optifine, which makes it look a little bit prettier. We're just here at this little ravine and pressing the top buttons right here. So we have number 1, number 2, and then skips to number 5. So you can select the water bucket depending on how you want to place this. And then at the very end, we can switch to our food and quickly toggle between all of these here to select whatever we need. You get the idea. It's very basic, but if you play MMOs on a regular basis, you know how important it is to be able to switch from one spell or weapon to another super quickly. But what if you want to do something a little bit more intricate? Well, if I tap this button here, I automatically teleport to my spawn point. And all this does is run a very simple command where it opens the chat window and then types /TP and then the spawn coordinates, which I don't know of by heart. So it doesn't matter how far we go, we could just be running like this and all of a sudden we're back over here. What if we run in this direction? Tap it. And voila. There are also options to toggle the game mode. So if we tap this, we can go from survival to creative, start flying around, tap it again, and then we're going to fall to our death. Like so. Ew, why did it get all muddy? I fixed it, don't worry. So there's also an option to send messages in chat really quickly. So if we go ahead and tap that, if you run a server or something like that, maybe you want some kind of automated messaging system or just a quick response to your friends, you can do that. And of course, you can customize that, do whatever you want to. And what if you want to change your perspective really easily? Well, if you just tap this button here, you can switch from all 3 point of views like so. Then you have some slightly more nerdy controls, and I like using these personally because I can never remember the hotkeys in game to do this with a keyboard. So you may have noticed when I was doing the teleportation, I didn't get any command prompts or little things in the chat box, and that is because I have this right here. So if I do this, then you can see that it now shows all of the command feedback in the chat. So if I do a little teleport, you can see that that is now posted in chat. Nobody can see those locations and coordinates and the fact that I have teleported, and then we can just turn it off if you don't want to keep seeing it. So we'll wait for that message to fade, and just like that, they are gone. And I love little things like that. Now, I'm trying to find a mob to show you the next example, but let's go straight into spectator mode by pressing this button, and instantly we can toggle, have a little fly around, do whatever we need to do. And why are there no mobs in this area whatsoever? Are you a mob? Ah, there we go. Okay. So then we can tap it again, and then we're out of spectator. And if we tap the one at the very back, we can show the hitboxes for all mobs, NPCs, and of course our player character along the way. This is really helpful for competitive players. And of course, for my builders, we can go ahead and tap this, and we can actually show the chunks in the game and toggle that on and off as we please. Now, apply all the tips and tricks to the games that you play. You can get a sense of how creative you can get with this mouse. And there we go. That is pretty much everything I wanted to showcase in this video, but you get the idea. You can now do anything you have done in the past with the Stream Deck, just with one hand on your mouse at all times. And I think for me, this is an absolute game changer. There's something about the way that Elgato and Corsair are doing things at the moment. It's just non-stop, one thing after the other, helping creators do what they want to do, but do it better. Once again, if you are thinking to pick one up, there is an affiliate link down in the description which helps support all these little reviews and things that we do. In all honesty, this is the mouse that I am switching to from a previous Corsair mouse, but you get the idea. This one is just better for my workflow, and I hope that I have showcased that well enough today in this video. But I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you to Corsair for sending this out to me. It is an incredible mouse. You've done a great job and no complaints whatsoever, which is kind of a rare thing for me. Normally I have a little nitpick. You've done a great job. I love you faces. You're amazing. You're beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one.